AEW is supposedly where the best wrestle. When you've got this few amount of people watching you, it's hard to disprove that because nobody can see the damn product. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. One of my favourite vids to make every week. It's time to bash how shit these AEW ratings are. And trust me, they are shit. So Dynamite this week got another low rating, just about keeping its head above the 700,000 mark with 711,000 viewers and an 18 to 49 demographic rating of 0.24. Now, last week there was big competition. It supposedly was going to go up this week. Oh, there's no basketball. We're going to be all right. There's only one game on. We can get a much bigger rating this week, and it didn't really happen. Dynamite is up 1% from last week. Wow, a big whopping 1%. So last week there were 703,000. This week they are 711,000. Last week's demo was 0.24. This week's demo was 0.24. I also think another thing that is hurting AEW is the fact that for some reason the Big Bang Theory just isn't giving AEW that much of a bang anymore. It's not giving it that big lead-in that it was for pretty much years. But we will address that more in the quarter-hour rating breakdown. But it's time to actually look at the ratings here. So from the beginning of the year, Dynamite has failed to get a rating of 900,000 or above, which is kind of shocking considering that for the longest time AEW was pretty much always around the million mark, and we had Jericho coming out and saying that they were going to start beating WWE Raw, and I remember they got about 1.1, 1.2, they stayed around there for a decent amount of time, it kind of dipped, Punk came in, it went back up to about 1.2, they were getting the odd 1.3, and you felt like, here, maybe if Raw keeps getting worse, Raw could maybe dip towards those Dynamite numbers, and Raw did get worse, but the problem is, so did Dynamite, and Dynamite has dropped off. It's almost like someone has got a stack of Dynamite and they've placed it under the ratings and have just blown the fuck out of it because these ratings are in pieces. So yeah, they haven't got a rating over 900,000 since the beginning of the year. The highest rating in this year is 891,000, and then it's pretty much a big drop off to the next highest rating, which is 837,000. So very, very low. In terms of the past, ever since the end of March, so AEW in the past 7 weeks has had one rating above 800,000, and that was the show where they showed CM Punk. And that show that they put CM Punk on, that is the highest rated Dynamite since 26th of February. So the ratings are really, really poor. If we look at the shows from the 26th of February onwards, I mean, we've got, look at this, we've got 779,000, 801,000, 800,000, 747,000, 752,000, 762,000, 683,000, 703,000, 711,000. So, yeah, these ratings have tanked. And like I said, in the past 7 weeks, I've only got one rating above 800, and it was the CM Punk All Out incident. So, yeah, I mean, what can Tony Khan do? What can AEW do? At this moment, it looks like not a lot. They are a sinking ship. What draws are left in wrestling, honestly? I mean, they can't get The Rock. That's not going to happen. Cena's too loyal. Taker's too loyal. I mean, maybe like a Goldberg, but I mean, is Goldberg at 60 really going to do much? He would improve the rating. He would get a bump. People would look at the YouTube clips. I've no doubt he could get a pop in the rating, but is he going to get the amount that AEW would need? Is there anybody out there that would get AEW back over 1 million? I mean, we're probably talking a handful of people. We're talking maybe The Rock, Stone Cold, John Cena, CM Punk, The Undertaker, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Other than that, I mean, who's going to, maybe Triple H if he went, because people would tune in to see his big nose and the fact that he was basically in charge of WWE, then went to AEW. So, I mean, we've got no, probably no more than 10 people, and I mean that. That's kind of what we're dealing with here. I mean, Brock Lesnar, yeah, another guy, but there's not many people that's going to do anything for this rating. They're fucked. They need to accept it. I mean, yeah, the show's been shite, and they get the rating that they deserve because AEW has been really poor for a long time. I've never been the biggest fan of it in the first place, but I mean, it has got incredibly worse, especially over like the last year. It's almost unwatchable now. So, yeah, although I did think they had a show not a couple weeks ago, it was actually decent. Was it last week? I gave it a 4 out of 10. Probably the highest I've actually rated AEW in well over a year. Anyway, let's look at the most viewed YouTube clips. So, in first place, we have the Patriarchy and the Mogul Embassy shocking AEW champion Swerve. Second place, 185,000. We have the Elite run amok. Who can stop them? Third place, 142,000. TNT champion Adam Copeland faces House of Black. Fourth place, Best Friends. Fifth place, Jericho. Sixth place, Kenny Omega. And then you look at the lowest rating fids. Seventh place, 60,000. Outcast Harley Cameron makes her Dynamite debut versus Mariah May. And then in eighth place, it is first time in AEW, Unified World Trios champion Jay White taking on Rocky Romero. And I remember when Jay White first came to AEW, people said he was going to be the man. Jay White's he's a brilliant wrestler. He's legendary in Japan. He's going to change the game. WWE will be crying themselves to sleep if they don't sign Jay White. Really? I think Jay White's the only guy crying himself to sleep. Tony Khan's father's bank account is crying himself to sleep. But, I mean, Jay White's done nothing in AEW. The guy's not a fucking draw. The guy absolutely sucks. And yeah, AEW numbers are down. AEW numbers are in the dirt. Then it's mad because, I mean, WWE's not doing great. But at least they've been consistent with their ratings. They've kind of held steady over the years. I mean, AEW's just literally fallen off a cliff. And rightfully so. The product sucks. Anyway, guys, that's it. Quarter by quarter ratings are coming out soon. Not a lot else to add, really. I mean, we could talk about the cage match ratings, but I mean, really, I'll leave that to Jericho. He can embarrass himself next week. So there you go, guys. That's it. Fog Wrestling. Catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.